this isn't the way to use healer magic. It's like an isekai.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an isekai about this guy who gets sent into a world. You know, it's regular isekai stuff, but like he gets trained by this healer who like she uses healing magic in a world to where healing magic is like really taboo, not taboo, but rare. Is rare.
Let's watch One Piece. Let us know.
Yeah, it's
speaking of you out there. How are you?
Hey everybody. Welcome to Misplayed Interaction. I guess it's time for us to stop talking about other stuff.
Here we are.
We wanted to do a little intro video, tell you guys about what we were going to be doing at the channel here. Well, obviously, we like nerdy stuff. We like anime. We like Harry Potter, Star Wars, stuff like that. But here on the channel, we're going to talk about like deck techs. We'll do deck techs. We're going to talk about tournament results of recent tournaments. We're going to do we'll probably do some set reviews. We're gonna do like current metas, like videos over the current metas, and pretty much anything to do with cEDH. And we'll probably delve into a little bit of the EDH world, obviously because it's cEDH. But
yeah, little casual stuff here and there. Casual's fun every now and then, but obviously the main focus of this channel is going to be cEDH and cEDH. If you're not familiar with the term, that's just tournament, right? In my opinion, there's a difference between competitive EDH and cEDH. cEDH is ever changing, it's ever flowing, it's very fluid, right? If you're not adapting, if you're not innovating, then you will see yourself. You might do good in one tournament, a couple months later you go over and you're like, what is happening? It's other people are innovating and you're failing to innovate. So we're going to talk about stuff like that, and not to get like too drawn into everything, but
man, dude, we forgot to do the intros. We are Misplayed Interaction, but hey guys, I'm Thomas, and this is my wonderful co-host.
Yeah, I'm Carmen.
But yeah, so we kind of skipped a part, but you know, it is what it is.
It happens, and I mean, this is so obviously we're not professionals at this. This is our first podcast, and we're just here to kind of we want to do something more. We want to reach out to the community more. We want to talk to the community more. We want to just kind of make Magic like part of our lives even more than what it already is. Yeah. So
that's pretty much the reason. So I had been talking about it for a while. Like some of my friends, like close to my home here, I was like, dude, I really want to do this. I tried to get it started once. The person I was trying to get it started with, something happened, and they ended up not able to do it. So I started playing cEDH like about a year and a half ago, and I met Carmen like a month in. We played a lot on Spell Table. Many of you guys who will watch the channel, you'll probably know what Spell Table is. Spell Table is a online website to where you could do webcam magic with your friends, and there's also leagues and stuff like that. And there's also tournaments for webcam. But yeah, that's where I met Carmen, and we talked for like. We talked all the time. Every time I had like a list or like an idea I would come up with, I would send it to him. I'd be like, yo, what do you think of this? And then he would do the same. And then we kind of built like a friendship that way. And then finally I was like, dude, you know, this guy always responds. I'm gonna hit him up. And I was like, hey man, you want to do a podcast with me? And he was like, hell yeah, dude. I love Magic. And I was like,
what was that? Was that the end of the year? Was that when we initially first started talking about it?
It wasn't the end of the year. It was like it was like October.
January?
No, it was like September.
Really? That far back?
It was September because I had thought, because I was like, I want to start in January. But then we started looking into it, and we realized all this stuff we got to get prepared and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and life happens. Obviously, yeah. We're both full time. We both got full time jobs. I mean, kind of. I don't really anymore, but you know,
dude, you do. You do.
I go to school full time, right? And then we're both full time dads. We both each have a couple kids, got wives, done our backs. So this is kind of like our like I always tell everybody, Magic. When I sit down and I play a game of Magic, whether it be in a league, at a tournament, a spell table game, or I have some friends over at the house, like that's my my happy place, right? That's what calms my mind. That's what makes me happy. It just releases so many endorphins, and I love playing Magic. So talking about Magic and doing this podcast and doing everything like that and growing in the community and meeting more content creators, meeting more people within the community is kind of my goal, right? We would love to just, I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get as big as Play to Win or Playing with Power, just because those guys have been around so long. We don't have the tournament results that Comedian has. But I mean, we're just two dudes that love playing Magic and want to do this more, right? There's plenty of guys out there that do cEDH channels that don't do tournaments ever, like Modanon, and he's awesome. Like he's just a great guy. Dylan from Play to Win never really does a tournament. Even both Play to Win guys, they're not like guys that you see top 16 these tournaments all the time, but they do crazy content. They do content weekly. They do deck techs. They do all this stuff,
and they do great content. Like those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, they're awesome. Everyone knows. If you're watching this, you know Play to Win, right? Everyone knows Play to Win. And we're just like, hey, if they can do it, we can do it, right? And it's not like, oh, I want to be better than those guys. Like, I just want to do it too, right? Like, I want to have fun too, right? That's all it is.
I just want to get a piece of the pie. I just want to get a little piece.
So, and that's the main focus of this channel. So,
yeah, I mean that's a good set out as to what we want to do, what our goals are. Just to have fun.
So you wanna talk about yourself a little bit? Tell everybody who you are, what you do, where you come from, how long you've been doing that.
Yeah.
What's your website?
Yeah. So I started playing EDH probably in 2016, maybe 2015. I started playing about 5-6 years ago. So my math is bad. So that's about 10. No, so it's probably been about 8 years, realistically. I think I started playing in 17. Yeah. I actually got a buddy of mine who I played it for a while with my older brothers. I collected a bunch of cards, and then I kind of got out because I didn't have anybody to play with. Then a buddy of mine who had like a group that we were always hanging out. I never knew they played, and he was like, "Yo, let's play some Magic," and I was like, "Absolutely." And so he built me a Joda deck, and bro, I just played big shit, Eldrazi's, dragons, whatever the big stuff was in that deck. So it was just like I always had like a handful of stuff I couldn't play. I was like, land pass. Land pass.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Like this is so crazy to me. Yeah,
but then I got into where I was playing EDH a lot, and then me and my wife, my current wife, we were getting married. Yeah, but me and my wife, we were getting married, and I was like, man, I've got like 12,000 cards. I had like I'm trying to think, like, you know those like 1 foot by 4 foot boxes,
the white things.
Yeah, the white card holders. I had like 6 of those filled with cards. So, what did I do? I went up to the card shop and was like, I'm gonna sell my cards, save up some money for the wedding. My wife was like, don't do that, because then you're gonna have to buy all these cards again. And I was like, nah, I'll just proxy them. What did I do? I sold them, and I spent I spent like a third of what I made on building a cEDH deck because I was like, I'm only gonna play cEDH because I got to where I played it a little bit on Spell Table, and it was just so fun to me. Like cEDH, me personally, cEDH is the most fun format just because there's no holds bars. Nobody's like getting upset because you're trying to win the game super fast. And there's
no rule zero. Right?
Yeah, like, that's what I love about it. Like you don't have to say, "Hey, by the way, I've got a mana crypt," because I was really big on buying like the nicer cards and like, because I remember I was the first person. I think I was the first person in my friend group to buy a mana crypt. I wasn't the first person to buy a really expensive card though, because one of my buddies bought a metal worker before I bought a mana crypt, and I was like, "Shit!" I was like, "What is that, man? That thing is good." but yeah. So I lost track. Where was that? Yeah. So I sold the cards. I built a cEDH Urza deck. Blinged it out. It was fucking nice. I think the most expensive real card in there was a Mox Diamond. Yeah, it was an Italian Mox Diamond. But of course, I had a Time Twister in there, but like I got a proxy one just because that's like a $4,000 card. yeah, it's crazy.
I get that.
But yeah, and then it kind of just spiraled. I got on Spell Table, I got into these leagues, and now I've got almost all my cards back. Now, well, not the same amount, but I've gotten to where I've spent a good amount back on the cards.
Well, and that's the cool thing about cEDH too is like especially most places like.
Yep. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So like these tournaments, like these online tournaments, especially, like playing over webcam on Spell Table, playing with your friends, even in-person tournaments. Majority of these tournaments, right, are proxy friendly because they understand that, yeah, I want this 5-color cEDH deck. I want this Najeela deck, right? Mm-hmm. It's unreasonable for everybody that wants to play Najeela to have all 10 dual lands, right? It's unreasonable. Like in all these reserve list cards that you commonly see in cEDH,
I think just the dual lands altogether are like $5,000.
$4,000. Yeah, and then not to mention like Mox Diamond. Most decks play like most of your turbo style decks. They play City of Traders. Like, I mean, it's just flooded with these reserve list cards. I think Chrome Mox is reserve list.
Is it? No way. Chrome Mox?
I mean, if it's not reserve list, right? It got reprinted in Secret Lair. If it's not reserve list, then why aren't they printing it?
Right? I don't know. It's expensive though. I know Chrome Mox is.
It's super. It's like $80, right? Which is like cool, right? But I mean, why? Mana Crypt just got reprinted and it's still $200 fucking bucks.
Dockside.
Like
Dockside's $90, and Dockside didn't it get reprinted not too long ago, or no?
Dockside just got reprinted in Double Masters. It was printed in 2019, and it got reprinted in Double Masters.
Yeah, and it's still like $80.
And it's still $90, and then Ragavan got printed in like back-to-back sets, like Aftermath and something else. Excuse me. But I mean, Ragavan's only $60 now. Like I remember when Ragavan first came out in March.
It was $120.
$120 I paid for my Ragavan. And now I can go get the same one for $60. And I did because I spoiled myself, but
yeah, why not?
Like I every now and then I'll send Thomas a picture of like my new bling that I'm getting.
Yeah, his new freaking Wheel of Fortune the other day. I was like, I'm so sad.
Yeah, I did. I found a really good deal on the Wheel of Fortune. I was able to get it for like $160. It's HP, but I'll take it.
It's still nice. Yeah, it doesn't look
Wheel of Fortune reserve list.
I guess it doesn't look HP though. I mean, it doesn't look heavy.
No, I mean the back's kind of jacked up. But I mean, I was about to pull it out, but it's okay. Who cares? No, yeah, not to like fully go on this tangent here, but I mean that's kind of like the glory of cEDH, right? That's what drove me and my play group into cEDH, because we used to have a rule like, hey, you can't have a card over $50, right? Or like your deck can't be worth over $500, right? So that was when we were playing casual, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like all right, cool, you can proxy, but you can only proxy if you own the card first, right? And you can't proxy a card that's over $25, right? So we had all these little rules to try to keep it on the same level, right? Like, so I remember going out and buying, like, I had a casual Azuri deck, kind of high power, I mean, for back in the day, 4 years ago, whatever high power Azuri's considered 4 years ago. But I remember going out and buying a gold bordered Gaia's Cradle, because I was like, hey, like, I want a Gaia's Cradle. So I went out and bought a gold border one. I was like, hey, is this good enough? And they're like, yeah, I mean, I guess.
I guess you got the
card. Yeah. So, yeah, just because I was like, dude, I want to play with these cards. I want to just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I love so much about cEDH. Most of the majority of the community in cEDH are 100% okay with, like, there's so many times where I'll get in like a lobby with people, and when I was first getting into like cEDH, I would have like written down cards, like that. I would write down stuff on like a piece of paper, and they'd be like, dude, there's not a single real card in this deck. And I'm like, yo, you got some good proxies. But
and then you start learning like the tricks of the trade, like MTG print, go print them out at Staples, or there's and like just pieces of paper going to the back of a basic land. Like, you can totally do that, or you can go like through these other websites that actually make it like make a card, right? And then like the back looks like this, or it'll say like playtest copy or whatever you choose your back to be, right? And they look real. They're official art. They feel like the real card for the most part. Like, but
yeah, that's what makes
like,
it.
They're a little bit,
That's what makes this format great to me. Well, let's talk about you a little bit, buddy. Let's talk about your history with Magic and all that stuff. And
so I was a hater in the beginning. I'm not even gonna lie.
You was a hater?
I remember. Big time.
Damn! Wow, what a guy.
Big time. But I used to, back in the day, I used to be a real asshole. If anyone watching this knows me, I'm still an asshole, but I'm a nicer asshole. So I remember going to my buddy's house, like, oh, hey, guys are gonna come over. We're gonna play some cards. We're gonna have a few beers. Da 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 da. I'm like, dope. Like, I'm thinking we're playing spades or something like that, right? Like, Hold'em, whatever. I'm in Texas. This was back when I was in Texas. This is like 2014 or 2015. So I go over to my buddy's house, and they all take out
pull out mats,
right? No, they didn't even have mats. They didn't have sleeves. Oh, dude,
it was just deck boxes. Everybody was like, "What's up, homie?"
It was like the cardboard deck boxes.
These
like the Planeswalker decks come in. Yeah, but like the ones that the Planeswalker decks come in.
Oh, yeah.
And they were playing standard, and like, I didn't know that
What's
at
that?
the time. I was just standard. I was like, what? They were playing 60 card, right? So, and they're like playing. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was like, dude, like, I thought I was going to hang out with some dudes, like, we're gonna drink some beers, and these guys were playing Magic. I'm like, nah, man, not for me, right? So this is like 2014. 2016 rolls around. I go up 2016, 2017. Probably 2017, because it was like War Spark, I think was 2017. So I go up to Chicago for Thanksgiving. My wife is from Chicago. Go up to Chicago for Thanksgiving, and we're staying at her sister-in-law's place, and her husband he's like, hey, you ever played Magic? I was like, oh my god, not this again.
Here we
right?
go.
Like, right? So I'm like, nah, dude. Honestly, like I just feel like having a couple beers. And he's like, dude, just I was the same way.
Hear
just
me
give
out.
it a try, right? Yeah, hear me out, man. So he hands me the Jace Planeswalker deck from War of the Spark. I think it's like strategic something, whatever, Simic deck. Okay, Jace is mono blue, but it's a Simic deck. Okay, and so I'm playing this and I'm having fun. And he had a Rakdos one that I think was from 2016. I don't know. He had like a Rakdos one. He had a mono blue one. He had an Azorius one, I believe. I don't even remember at this point, but I was like, that was so much fun, right? So I just started, like, that's all I knew. I just started buying these Planeswalker decks, and like I didn't have anyone to play with. Like I'd play with. I was in the military, so I was in Texas and Virginia, and I taught my brother how to play, but my brother is still in New York, right? So me and him would play when we'd see each other, but I had like 10 or 12 of these like Planeswalker decks, right?
That's when you start handing them out to soldiers. Be like, hey dude, you're gonna learn how to play with me, bro.
Yeah, dude. So and I'd ask people and they'd be like, no, bro. I'm like, all right.
Nah. No, thank you.
So fast forward, I go to Illinois. I get moved out to Illinois. This is like 2019. Okay. Met a guy out there. He's like, have you ever played Commander? I was like, nope.
What that?
Yeah, what that? So he teaches me Commander. So then we all go by Commander Precons. We're all playing. We're having fun. And then it's like, oh, look, there's these upgrade guides, right? $50 upgrades, which I thought back in the day, I'm like, man, I gotta spend $10 on a card? Like, are you kidding me?
Dude, if only they would see future us, man. If only.
My God, dude, the amount of money, like, my wife just doesn't even talk to me whenever I order Magic cards. She just throws the package at me, right? Like,
shit. Fucking so here you go, stupid.
Yeah. She's like, Card Kingdom again, TCG player again. I'm like, sweet.
Dang, that's crazy.
Snap a picture, Thomas. Look what I just got. Anyway,
sadness.
But yeah, so that's Anyway, started with these $50 upgrades, these $100 upgrades. Started doing my own little homebrew stuff. Like we'd build a deck and be like, hey, $100 budget, right? Like so we did that stuff. We did my first ever like homebrew Commander. I was on EDH Rec. And I think the number one commander was Atraxa, the Praetor's Voice. It was either Atraxa, Golos, or Corval. Like it was around that time, like 2020-ish.
Oh, that's when you built your Corval, yeah?
Yeah, so that's when I built Corval.
Big Daddy Corval.
Yeah, and it was just like sack stuff, and it had food stuff in there, like it ran Academy manufacturer, but it had like food stuff in there, clue stuff, treasure stuff, like just things that I could sack, right? Like if I could sack it, it was in there. And then I was like, oh, well, and then, just tuning it as we go along, right? Treasure Storm, ran like a goblin style for a while, like Goblin Trial Corval, with all these like with Skirk and the Swing Gang Lieutenant and stuff like that. So and then just like slowly like kept building this thing to like a cEDH level, until like I don't know, 2 months ago, I was like, dude, I can't win with this deck anymore. Corval is beat out of the format, but
it's not though, man. It's so good.
It is the most respected B tier commander ever.
That's right? Okay. Like, I'll give you that one. I give you that
Dude,
one.
Corvold hits the fucking field, and you are public enemy number one, no matter what the fuck is happening. There could be a Tim the Crom, a fucking Najila, and a Kinnan on the field. Corvold hits, dude, you're out. See ya. Goodbye.
You're out.
Right? And I get it, right? One, you're in Jund, right? You don't have a lot of fucking interaction. It was very hard for me, right? I'm not saying I'm the best pilot ever. I had been playing Corvold for like over 3 years at that point. But I'm still learning. I'll always be learning as a cEDH player. I'm still learning as a cEDH player. For me, it wasn't getting there, right? So I kept it together for so long. I played it with my friends. I brought it to one tournament. I didn't do too well on it, and then I switched to Najila. I switched to Natana. I was on Najila. I was on Natana. I was on Nadargo. I was on all these different like decks. I couldn't find my niche. But yeah, long story short, I finally found I'm more of like a turbo style. Like I grew up turbo, right? I grew up playing Corvold. As low as like I was playing, right? Corvold was still a fast deck for the level that we were playing at, right? If we were playing in a 5 or 6, whatever, I don't even know how these casual numbers work, how they come up with these numbers. But it's still a fast 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whatever your real zero is. Like if we're on the same level, like generally Corvold is still a fast deck, right? So I grew up playing turbo. So played Tevish Crown for a while. Really loved that deck. Really enjoyed playing Tinatana. But hated playing Najila. And Najila was like turbo Adnon. So I was like, man, what? I don't understand what. I couldn't find my niche. So finally I built this, what I currently play, my current pet deck, my current main, right, is Malcolm Vile. And it's Grixis, right? It's Grixis minus Adnos. It's more of a mid-range. I tell everyone it's Pirate Tribal. The game I won last night, all I did was play pirates. I played 5 pirates, one being Glenhorn.
That's one of the most important ones in the deck. Yeah, that one will do it.
It was both Malcolms, a Kitesail Larcenist, a Ragavan, and Glenhorn, and those were the 5 creatures I played. I tell everyone it's Pirate Tribal, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. But like honestly, like it kind of is like the whole purpose of the deck.
Yeah, everything's
Glenhorn,
Pirate
right,
Tribal when you can turn everything into a pirate with 17 cards in your deck.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of different ways to turn Ingenious Artillerist, Mayhem Devil, or Reckless Fireweaver into a pirate. To include Glenhorn. It does run Necro. I just recently added Necro in because I was falling behind a little bit, and I felt it. I was like, maybe I need something that allows me to turn a corner. Thinking about putting Wheel back in. Was trying Brass's Tunnel Grinder for a while, but found that it was generally netting me, like I'd have like 2 cards in hand and then draw it, and then I draw 3 cards, which didn't always feel great.
For 3 mana.
Especially if I had especially if I had like a win con in my hand, right? Like I'd rather just
because you got a win con. You got a win con in hand, and you only got 3 cards in hand. You're only going to draw 3 because you're only going to get rid of 2. You know,
right? And
that's why I dropped
cast
it.
A wheel. Yeah, and I'd rather cast a wheel there, and bank on the fact that I have 16 more win cons in the fucking deck. That I'm going to draw 2 of those, right? So, and then I was off Breach, which, chill out.
I know, I had to talk you back into putting it in. I was like, dude, it's only 2 cards.
I'm back on it. No, because I wasn't on Breach, LED, or Burn Fuse. I took the whole pile out. But yeah, so all that's back in there. On Hullbreaker.
No, you still had. I thought you still had LED.
Nope, fuck that card. I hate that card.
Oh, God.
If it didn't work with Breach, like I'm thinking about cutting LED because I can still Lotus Petal. I hate LED.
But it's so much
so
worse.
dead in my hand all the time. All it does is fucking feed Dockside. I hate the fucking card. I hate it. hate it. Anyway, regardless, it does trigger Hullbreaker Horror, so that's the only reason it's in there. But yeah, I was on. So I don't do any of the Curiosity shit. Niv or Curiosity or Tandem Lookout. Not on Magda.
We want to talk about that.
We can talk about it real quick.
Do we want to talk about that? Oh my goodness!
This is right when I initially built Malcolm File. I was on the Curiosity effects. I was on the Magda Niv Mizzet lines, everything like that. I hard casted Niv. Okay.
Oh, let me preface this. 1 second. Let me preface this. Okay, so right before this match, me and Carmen had talked several times about what to add, what to include, what should be taken out, and I gave a couple inputs, and he had talked about taking out Niv, and I was like, dude, Niv is just such a good card. Like, I don't see why you would take it out. Ooh. And he even talked with Ian, and I think Ian even told him to leave it in, and so he left it in, and we played this game, and
Literally right after we talked about me taking this card out, I hard casted Niv because we were in a bit of a slog, right? Like,
yeah, it was definitely a slog.
Type out.
Yeah,
everybody had shit. We were playing against a Tameshi, like it was slogging, right? And so I'm able to hard cast this Niv, okay? It gets in 1 turn rotation. It gets copied twice and Gilded Draked.
Yeah, so Tameshi Gilded Draked it. I flesh duplicate it, and then the other guy, I imposter mech'd it because I was playing Narset, and then the other guy flesh duplicated.
Yeah, and I was like, this fucking card sucks. Like
after that, he was like, it's leaving. I'm taking it out.
I opened up 5 free spots in my freaking deck because I took out Niv, Magda, Curiosity, Tandem Lookout, I guess 4.
And Ophidian Eye. You had Ophidian Eye as well.
And Ophidian Eye. Yeah, took them all out, right? Open up 5 spots to... I added in, there's a couple cool lines, like, added in the Wings of Velas Vel and a Goblin Matron and Ingenious Artillerist, because Goblin Matron can go get 1 Dockside, 2 Ingenious Artillerist, 3 Wings of Velas Vel.
Because Wings of Velas Vel is a shapeshifter instant.
Tribal instant shapeshifter.
Yeah, tribal instant shapeshifter. Also, something that I learned, because my current deck is actually just Malcolm Kedis. We pretty much do the same thing. He's just got black, and I make a little bit more mana. You can cast.
Got more cards too.
You can cast
Velas Vel on
Cavernous Souls. That's something I just learned, and it can be uncounterable, and that is amazing.
Turn something into any creature type, right? So turn your Reckless Fireweaver into a
Can we talk about this Reckless Fireweaver, dude? Just for a second? Can we take 30 seconds to talk about this? So
yeah, do you have it?
I do. I have it right here. So the other day, me and Carmen hit me up, and he was like, dude, did you see the new secret layer? And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And he was like, bro, it's a red bordered Fireweaver. And I was like,
it's not even a real secret layer. Like, it's only at certain events that you can pick these cards up.
So he sent me the picture, or he sent me the link. So I went to it, and I was like, oh, dude. And that's what we found out. We couldn't even buy them. Like, we couldn't even buy the secret layer. We had to wait until they were given out, and then somebody was selling them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
thank you, CCG player.
These Reckless Fireweavers are absolutely... Let me turn down this ring light real quick. These things are absolutely gorgeous.
Dude, they're sick. They call it rainbow foil. I mean, it looks ridiculous, right? Like, if you're a Magic purist, I guess, and you don't like that this card has a red border and is scribbled all over, then cool. I get it. But I
don't get it. It's amazing. These things are beautiful.
It's sick. Dude, it's sick. Like, don't even get me wrong. Like, it's a sick card. It looks so nice. If you guys haven't seen them, check them out. Look on TCG Player.
Not sure how long they're going to be as cheap as they were. How much did we pick them up for? We picked them up for like $12, right?
I got mine for 10. Yours were 15.
Yeah.
So,
Like, and that was like 2 days.
In a matter of, it was 1 day.
Oh, 1 day. Yeah.
1 day. It was. I ordered it like 6 p.m. the night before. At 8 a.m. the next morning, he's like, bro, they're $15. I was like, yeah. Damn. So in a matter of like 12 hours. Yeah. 14 hours technically, but yeah, it went up $5, which like, cool. Glad I got one.
Yeah, same. And I'm glad I picked up 2. So I guess I'll talk about the deck that I'm current with right now. Yeah. So currently, as I was just saying, I am on Malcolm Kedis and Marnius.
Oh, yeah.
Marnius Calgore.
Yeah.
So I am currently on Malcolm Kedis pretty heavy, just because I actually love Carmen's deck. His Malcolm Vile deck is amazing. I swear up and down if he takes it to one of these Mox Masters or Chaos events now.
Oh, whoa, Mox Masters.
Yeah, not on Mox Masters anymore. Unfortunate. It's a sad day.
Band-Aid. You just reopened that one.
I know. I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, I swear if he takes it to one of these events, he'll top 16 easy. Dude, the deck's so good. It's so good at being like resilient, and it's so good at like just jamming wins if it needs to. Like it can just jam wins. Like I've seen him play a spell just to get it countered so he can cast the real spell, to get it countered to cast another spell. 3 win attempts on 1 turn, and he finally gets through. It's just nuts. But you know, as I've played the deck, I realized, yeah, we can do those things. Those are nice things we can do. And then with Marnius, Marnius just
real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Like the play patterns are very similar with both our decks, right? They're both very resilient decks. But if you understand your pod that you're going against, you understand the cards that are in your deck, you understand what interactions, like how to use a Reckless Fireweaver as opposed to, well, I guess it's different because you don't have a Mayhem Devil, so yours are kind of different. But you know when exactly to interact, when exactly to hold up interaction, when exactly, like, what do you know that you have left in your deck? Like knowing your deck in and out.
It's huge.
Is the most important thing. Yeah. So like me and him worked on Malcolm Bio together. So like he knows my deck in and out, and he knows like all the red and blue win cons that are also in his deck. Yeah. So he knows like if I use 2 of these, I still have these 2 left. Plus he's on a couple others because he's only in 2 colors. Like he's on the Niv lines and stuff like that, and then he's also on the other Reckless Fireweaver effect.
So I actually found another one, but it only works if I have all 3 people alive. And it's only a 2-drop. It's a Sunshot Militia. So it says tap 2 untapped artifacts. Yeah. So like I don't have to activate them, but it's just tap 2 untapped artifacts, and I deal 1 damage to each of my opponents. So it still works because I still net 1 each time, as long as all of my opponents are close enough. Yeah.
It's just like that one's a lot harder to actually like the only way like the Glinthorn thing doesn't happen. It's kind of Glinthorny, but like
it is Glinthorny, but it's good because I can also like I can do it. I guess you can do Glinthorn, but you don't have to worry about drawing cards. So like if there's an OBM out,
right? Yeah.
So that's why I like it, because if there's an OBM out, it's just like, ooh, it's unfortunate. And people love to do that to me. Like that's happened to me so often. Like I'll be like Malcolm, Glinthorn, and then I'll hear somebody be like, okay. I'm like, oh shit. And then I'll activate them. I'll activate them 1 time, and they'll be like, OBM. and then I'll cry.
I thought this guy was grabbing an OBM on me yesterday. I beseeched, and he had Gilded Drake, a Warped Eclipse Heliod.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so he detutors on top of my Beseech Shamir and goes and gets, I thought he was getting a, like, because he even called it out. He's like, oh, he gets Clinthorn here. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then so he goes and gets an opposition agent and then plays an opposition agent in response to my Beseech Shamir.
Yeah.
And luckily, like, I top decked a pact, and I had a Force of Will in my hand, so I Force of Willed the. I either packed or Force of Willed. I think I Force of Willed because I was like, I don't care if I get blown out here. Like, I either have a Force of Will in my hand, and then I have to pay for a pact on my upkeep, or I have no cards in hand. So I was like, I'll just go no cards in hand. Fuck it. So I Force of Willed his opposition agent, and no one else had shit, right? And then, of course, the Heliod player's like, well, if you didn't steal my Heliod, I would have had something. It's
yeah,
like,
dude,
okay,
yeah, you would have won the game.
Something. He had something because he stole the Heliod. Like, so, like, either way, I had a Force of Will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, man. Dude, that's the, dude, I will say this. Before we get back on the decks that we're currently, that we're messing with now, dude, I despise playing against Heliod, Warped Eclipse.
I lost to. I'm 1-3 against that fucking deck.
Just because like they're always like, I'm not doing nothing.
1-5.
I'm not doing nothing. In the
Until
whole game, they're not doing nothing, and then they're like, all right, I win, and you're like, bro, what?
Dude, if you have interaction, all right, real quick, PSA, okay. If you have interaction, like you have a kill spell.
If you have a kill spell, use it on Heliod before he flips. Before the Heliod flips.
In response to the activation, because who knows what the fuck this dude has in his hand. So in response to the activation, when he fucking taps out to flip a Heliod, kill that shit. Because
kill it. Especially if there's draw engine on the
that deck just wins out of fucking nowhere, dude.
And dude, I'll tell you, the best Heliod pilot out there, in my opinion, is Smalls. Dude, he is so good. And like, he's so good at deflecting too. Like he's great. Dude, he's amazing. And it's so infuriating because I'm like, dude, he's gonna win.
Well, and then even like when, like after he kicked our ass, and we were like talking about killing the Heliod then, and he was politicking us. He was deflecting. He's like, oh, well, you had this. All we have to worry about. And he's like legit. Like I had a Mox Diamond and like some other random ass card in his hand. He's like, that's what I had in my hand. Like,
and he drew it a Prosperity.
Didn't have shit, and then he drew a Prosperity, right? And then that's like, it's like the top deck. Oh, like Gorvo's awesome at top decking. I've seen Heliod top deck like a motherfucker, dude. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
That deck is nuts. Like in a confident pilot, especially Smalls, even Milton. Like I've lost to Milton 3 times. I beat him yesterday, thank God. But the game after that, I lost to him. So
yeah, I just lost to him earlier.
Milton's a great pilot. I think Smalls is an amazing pilot. Plus, he's a level 1 judge, so. I mean, the guy, he's very smart. He understands, he understands the stack. He understands interaction. He understands, everything. He's a very smart Magic player. So
something that he loves to point out: if you have a trigger ability on any of your cards and you miss them, if you pass priority,
if you let the spell resolve,
and you pass priority, you have acknowledged that you are skipping the trigger. You're missing your trigger. He will love to point that out. He will he's not a dick. Like he won't not let you take it, but he'll tell you, "Hey man, that's how it works."
He's a great guy. If you guys ever
get to play with him,
Smalls. Yeah, if you ever get to play with him,
be ready to lose.
He plays Heliod.
I don't think I've ever lost. I don't think I've ever played a game to where he's lost with him.
I'm telling you, the first 2 times I played against Milton, and the first 2 times I played against Smalls, I see this Heliod deck, and I was like, I did not respect that deck at all. And I'm being 100% honest, I did not show that deck any respect, and I got punished. Because in both those games, in all 4 of those games, they beat me. I finally got a win yesterday, and then I lost again the tournament. I'm 1-5 against a fucking Heliod deck, like Azorius Heliod. I don't know what it is. Maybe these are just like the 2 best Heliod decks out there, or 2 best Heliod pilots, because I think their decks are generally the same. I think Smalls told me they're like 20-ish cards different. Or maybe it was Milton telling me that him and Smalls are 20-ish cards different, something like that.
Probably.
But they are very good pilots, and if you have, like in my game yesterday, I played a 1-ring, and Italian copied my 1-ring and had Heuristic Study out. Hinnon copied my 1-ring and had Heuristic Study out. And then I was in second, Hinnon's in fourth, Italian's in first, Heliod's in third. Okay? Reckon? That was a fucked up way to say it, but we got it.
It was, but we got there.
And then Heliod copied my 1-ring. Or no, played his own 1-ring or copied it. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
He got a 1-ring.
And then these guys, like every time this dude casts a spell, these guys are drawn. I'm like, y'all need to stop. Stop fucking, like, I understand, like,
the need to draw cards, but it doesn't matter. Like, unless you draw every piece of interaction in your deck, you're not going to be able to beat him.
Yeah, once he got over 6, I was like, cool, I'm going to tap my 1-ring and draw 3 cards because I need to have a point to interact. And, like, dumbass, like, I ended up mind break trapping something, and he, I was tapped out. He offer you can't refuse. I was like, yo, let that resolve, because I had a Swan Song and a Fluster Storm in my hand still. Yeah, that was just it's a bad. That was a bad game. That was we can talk about that after. But if you want to finish talking about Marnius, I didn't mean to go off on this huge tangent.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry, that's what happened. Like me and Thomas, like, you guys, hopefully this isn't the only video you see, but we do that sometimes.
Yeah, we squirrel off every now and again. But yeah, Marnius. Yeah, so of course, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Almost every deck that I have currently, or that I am building or have built, Carmen has had input on. Or like Carmen has, we work together on pretty much all of my lists.
Build it together, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So Marnius, when we were building it, I was a little worried because I was like, man, are we delving too deep into the Marnius ability? And then that's when Carmen brought up the good point. No, dude, like, the whole point of playing Marnius is to play to his ability. And yeah, pretty much all Marnius is infinite mana, and like value engines. It's literally the entire deck. All it does is draw cards and make mana.
And to your point, right? Like, because Thomas was like, "Oh, are we leaning too hard into Marnius?" I was like, if you want to play Esper good stuff, go play Malcolm Timno, go play Tivit, go play X Esper list, right? If you just want to play Esper good stuff, but you're playing Marnius for a reason, right? If you're playing a commander for a reason, like, let's do what works with this specific commander, right? I'm not gonna have 4 pieces of things that are cute with my commander. Like, I'm gonna build this deck around my commander, and not just do Esper good stuff, right? Like, and the same thing when we were building the Master Transcendent, right? Like, yeah, I can build a Sultai food chain list. I'll build Kazur Ukuma, right? But why not veer off the rails a little bit and try to find some weird shit that we can do with this commander, like.
And we kind of did, dude. I mean, it's kind of. I think it's kind of good. I think it's kind of good. Yeah. I like it. I was able to get a turn 2 Jin
Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
the
10
like
mana
the
gen. Yeah, it's sick.
yeah, turn 2
Fucking
10 mana
sick.
gen
Yeah.
is bonkers.
Yeah. So,
Um
and that's kind of what the deck does, right? It's I call it Sultai Kinnan.
yeah.
It's all about just throwing big ass creatures into the graveyard and then reactivating them,
Reanimating them, yeah.
I guess it's reactivating because you're activating that and bringing that back.
I guess.
It's a joke. But yeah, so and then pseudo reanimating my 10/10 Ginger Taxes into a 3/3 whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so like
but
we call it milling and twiddling because we've got a pile of twiddle effects for the master, and then
it's on unwinding clock because the master is an artifact, so you can activate the master multiple times a turn. And we run stupid stuff like Hedron Crab,
Alter the Brood, Hedron Crab, Mesmeric Orb, just to be able to do it like, and then we're on the Kami, the 1 mana Kami. That's
Teardrop Kami.
Yeah, Teardrop Kami. That's sacrifice Teardrop Kami, untap target creature. We're on Manamo. We're on both keys, obviously. Voltaic Key, Manifold Key, and those also work with the ring. Just because,
and all that stuff, incidental value works with the fucking ring. So, like, if I don't have my commander, I'm gonna draw a fuck ton of cards every turn rotation.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
It's awesome. So much fun.
Another thing that I started working on, I told him actually, I started on it today. I just brought it up and I was like, Carmen, I need your help just because I don't ever build this color. It's Jund. I'm building a Lord Windgrace cEDH deck. I'm trying to see how I can do with it. I kind of got like a little foot, like my foot started. It's definitely gonna need some tuning. Just because we've got 4 win cons, but they're all kind of like wonky a little bit.
It's dual caster Heat Shimmer. It's Wither Smog. I mean, we're on Pier. Pier's always great. We're on Underworld Breach, Grinding Station Loops, correct? Yeah. So, I mean, there's, I mean, then Praetor's Grasp to once we do the Grinding Station all the way down, and Praetor's Grasp for Thassa.
Take somebody's Thassa.
Yeah, and there's.
We also have the bolus. Yeah, that's what it is because I do because I have Lotus Cobra, Nissa, for like. Yeah. Like, I was able to Lord Windgrace and on turn 2 with a turn 1 Nissa.
Yeah. It looks like a casual deck, but it's cool.
Yeah, it does cool stuff. Like I said, it's gonna need some tuning.
Corval's in there.
Yeah, Corval. We did just add Corval just because Papa Corval is good.
For the meme.
Yeah, I don't even think it's for the meme. It's for the card draw. that's my Ristic. Corval is my Ristic. And he's
straight up.
He just happens to be a big ass beater too.
Yep, straight up. Yeah. I'm let me talk about what I'm working on.
Yes. Let's talk about yours.
Yeah, I'm trying Najila again. So I'm gonna go back to Najila and.
Yeah, but we're doing Najila different this time.
We're doing Najila different. We're not on this Turbo Nas. Yeah. Right.
Can we talk about some of the stuff you put in Najila, bro? Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna pull it up just because, some of the stuff you have in this Najila list are spice.
I did cut some of my spicy stuff.
No, you did not. Don't tell me that.
So I did. Yeah, you haven't seen it. So I cut the Fury of the Horde.
I knew about those.
Yeah.
So one of the you did cut it, the artifact.
Yeah.
No.
So I cut Dome and Gate. I cut Dome and Gate for Winged Boots, right? And here's my reason why.
But because Winged Boot Ward 4 is a lot. Holy shit! I didn't know
Ward
it was that much.
Ward 4 is a lot, right? I'm super low on blue in this deck. Like, I'm not even running Force of Will and Force of Negation because I don't have that many blue cards. Like,
Dude,
it's like that. Like,
I know you went over this with Comedian, but would you not rather have Dolan's Gate over?
No, because this deck, right? So what we talked about is like this deck is like so Najila focused, right? It is so like.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Over Reconnaissance. Really... So, like, wouldn't it do the same thing as Reconnaissance? Why?
Yeah, but Reconnaissance, I can pick everybody, right? Like, Reconnaissance is just token Dolan, right? Reconnaissance just saves my Najila from combat if someone, because you can activate this once blocks are declared, right? So if someone flashes in OBM, right, and hits my Najila on ETB, then it can block my Najila, right?
Yeah, but not if you have Dolan's Gate. It doesn't matter with Dolan's Gate because they don't take any damage. None of your stuff takes any damage.
Dolmen. Alright, so you flash in a fucking, I don't know, flash in an opposition agent, kill my fucking Najila.
How are you killing it, though? Your creatures don't take any damage.
Listen. Driving me nuts.
I'm just saying.
Now I'm gonna look back at Dolan Gate. Right,
I'm just saying, man. It's a good card. I think it's a good card.
So I swapped it. Listen, the reason I swapped it is I swapped Dolan Gate for Winged Boots.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that Reconnaissance was already in there.
I know. Right? Yeah, Reconnaissance and Dolan's Gate.
Yeah, when I was looking at the deck, I was like, Winged Boots is better than Dolan Gate, and I made that swap.
Okay. I think you should swap Reconnaissance for Dolan's Gate. Me personally. Just because it's so good, because like Reconnaissance just takes it out of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Dolan's Gate still lets you go through combat, which is more likely for you to get damage through. Because people aren't going to be like, all right, I'm going to block, even though it's not going to die. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, when you have your big stuff, say someone blocks one of your 1/1s, and you can only take Najila out of combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
then I can take them both out of combat.
I don't know.
Because it's paid 0.
True.
Just helps protect the shit and then doubles my tokens.
Fair enough.
It's a cute card, regardless. It's
regardless.
Cute card,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. It is. It was spice. I liked it.
Yeah, and then added things like Chief of the Edge, which gives everything +1/+0. Toski for some card draw. Yeah, just I don't know, man. War Leader's Call, I think, is really good in this deck. Added Deafening Silence.
I think it's super spiced that you're not on Force. Either of them. I think that's crazy. That's bonkers. It's nuts.
I have like 12 blue cards in this deck.
Bro, fuck that. I don't care. I'd be pitching them.
There's no way. I'd never have a blue. Dude, I'd never have blue cards.
This entire format, man, like the new meta that we're in right now, though, like you, I don't know. I'm trying to build. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to build a Jund deck. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're trying to build Lord Windgrace.
So. Yeah, dude. Let me shut up.
Yeah. So anyway, right?
Yeah.
So if you guys couldn't get it from that, I mean, we do some weird shit, right?
I think we build our decks similar to Josh from Elder Drunken Highlander. Yeah. Josh builds cEDH like jank. Some of his stuff is jank. And dude, Josh just top 16 or no, he top 4'd with his Jessica Francisco list.
It was a 3-round tournament, but yeah, whatever.
We're not gonna downplay it, sir. He top 4.
Top 4 is top 4.
He top 4. I don't care how many rounds it was.
Yeah. No, yeah. Congrats, Josh. But yeah, dude. I would. we're just not meta deck people, right?
Yeah.
I don't like playing meta decks. I don't like going on. I like going on. Don't get me wrong. I like going on EDH top 16, seeing what people are doing with different archetypes, right? I enjoy that.
Yeah.
However, I'm not one to copy paste the deck and change 2 cards and call it mine, right? I'm not that type of person.
I was gonna say I'll take a deck. I'll take like a basis off of EDH 16 top 16. I'll take the basis. Like I think with my win grace, I think I took 2 different lists. I compared them. I took one of them that I liked the most, put it on, and I think I took out 37 cards and put like my own stuff in there. So, but we also do. I think we do deck building different. Like from what I've seen, like people will deck build and they'll like only think about the 100. Like we'll put 160 cards in there and be like, all right, dude, we got to cut some.
Time to trim.
Time to start snipping, dude.
Yeah, it's fun, man. I really enjoy it. If you guys ever want to see like a live brew or a deck tech, go ahead, comment below. Let us know. I plan on doing a deck tech for my Malcolm bio, just because every time I talk about it, people are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it makes sense when you see it, right? It's super fun. There's a lot of like cute little play patterns that you can do. Like I had an arcane adaptation.
Yeah, dude, that's an arcane adaptation. And he was like, yeah. I have no mana left, and I was like, that should not land. I have nothing for that, but that should not land. And then the other dude was like, okay, and then he jammed 2 wins. Boop boop.
Yeah, I was able to Reckless Fireweaver. They got rid of the Reckless Fireweaver.
No, we got rid of Malcolm. It was Malcolm both times. We were able to bounce Malcolm.
I'm talking about the game where I had the...
It was the one that Smalls won.
I know what you're talking about. I'm talking about the game where I had PFB with Josh and Pigeon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Where I had PFB. And I Reckless Fireweaver, and the Reckless Fireweaver was taken out. And then, so second main, I had like 2 treasures up. I played a Mayhem Devil. And Josh had a Blind Obedience. So I sacked my treasure to my professional Facebreaker with an Arcane Adaptation on the field. Or I think
and we lost.
Artificial Evolution Mayhem Devil into a pirate.
You did?
Yeah, and then that,
it was Trickery Charm.
Trickery Charm, whatever.
Yeah.
Tomato potato. So, so there's like neat little things that the deck offers and that the deck can do that if you understand the deck and you understand, your different play patterns, when you think people have interaction, and if you think that you can double win attempt on top of it, it's super fun. I love baiting. I love putting like the Beseech Mirror on a stack. Just for people to force a wheel it so I can play my Reckless Fireweaver. I love it.
It's a fun time.
It's a super fun deck. Yeah, so we already talked about it. Like, I'm probably gonna do a deck tech on it just because every time people look at a deck, they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
Pirate Tribal. Yeah, we're playing Pirate Tribal.
Pirate Tribal. That's all we're doing."
No. But
yeah, I think that's
what
it.
You got going on?
I think that's it for us.
What you got going on in the future?
So I'm trying. I think I'm gonna do the Chaos event this weekend. I'm gonna do the Chaos event this weekend, I think.
Yeah, I'm also planning on that. So
you're gonna do Chaos too? I'm trying to decide if I want to play Marnius again or if I want to do Malcolm Caddis. I think I'm gonna do Malcolm Caddis.
Is it the Treasure or
Treasure Series? I think it's Treasure Series.
Ducks. I like. So if you guys,
there's also Combat Step. There's also Combat Step. Jace is holding the Combat Step. I might actually see about that because I think Josh is doing that one.
Yeah. And then like smaller tournament to kind of test your deck out a little bit.
Yeah.
So super good idea.
Yeah, they've got like a really good setup. So they've got like
That's not this weekend. I thought it was April.
Combat step?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll double check.
Yeah, we'll double check. But yeah, no, their setup's nice. Like whenever they do it, like once they get to I think it's once they get to like round 3. I don't know if it's like TOs or judges, but they have people in every room. Yeah. So like no funny business.
Yeah, I haven't done combat step yet. So
I haven't either. I've watched videos. I've seen some videos where they talk about it, and then I've got some buddies that have done it. You know, Josh and Pigeon did the last one.
Yeah, maybe I'll try to do that then. Yeah, I got I'm doing a tournament this weekend most likely, whether it's combat step or chaos. We'll see.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And then I got the there's one on the 24th local. It's about an hour away. Sunday tournament, 5 rounds, 64 player cap. So, like,
how many people already signed up for that one?
52.
That's a good turnout, dude. You might as well just go ahead.
I'm probably just gonna go. I mean, it sounds bad to say, but the prize pool isn't great.
Doesn't matter.
And I'm not exactly right. Like, I'm not in it for the money. The money's nice. But I mean, I'm down to just go take down a tournament. So, and plus I've never played in Rochester before, so I don't know what the local meta looks like up there. Probably TK, Roxai, Sisei, all that bullshit.
Well, good thing is your deck does good with TK and Roxai. Dude, I'll tell you, I would love to say this. Favorite. Nothing in this world feels better than out turboing a Roxai deck. Dude, I turned 2-1 with Malcolm Kettis the other day on I had a turn 1 Malcolm, turn 2 Kettis with so I had a gemstone and then I had a J-Lo in hand. So I was able to Malcolm, and then I was able to Kettis with an extra mana up. So I had 4 mana available. And then I had a Chromox in hand. I was able to Reckless Fireweaver, Trickery Charm, and then play my Chromox. And then I was playing with Mint. And Mint was like, "Hey guys, we lose the game here."
Yeah. Was he on Roxai?
Yeah, he was on Roxai.
Yeah.
Felt good.
That's funny. Yeah, he was in the game yesterday, and when the Beseech went on the stack and I forced the will the opposition agent, I'm like Mint Beseech back on stack, and he was on a Malda 3 on Cannon, and he had a Llanowar Elves out because I Fire Covenant. I cast a Fire Covenant the turn before and blew everyone's board up. And so when I threw the Beseech on his deck, he's like, "What? Oh, my turn?" And he starts on tapping. I was like, "No, bro, pay fuck attention." Like, I was like, "Beseech on his deck." He's like, "No, I got nothing." I'm like, "All right."
Dude, it's so funny. He's such a TK player, dude. So like he said he was tired of playing Timnacrom, so he played Roxai, and he played like Heuristic Study, Fish, Pass, and we were like, "Bro, you're playing it like TK. What are you doing? Stop."
Yeah. And I get it, right? Like, I mean,
he does good. He does good.
Yeah. He won back-to-back Mox Master leagues. Back-to-back Mox Masters leagues. Was able to top 16 the Mox Masters not too long ago. Last month, I believe. Does really well on TK, but I totally get like him wanting to expand, right?
Yeah, play somebody else.
And he's a newer player, like newer to the scene.
Right? Yeah, he's newer to the scene. He's only like 3 months into the scene.
Yeah, and he's doing great. He's absolutely killing it. What was I going to talk about? I forgot what I was going to talk about.
Your tournament this weekend? You gonna go up there? Yeah.
No, on the 24th. 24th, that one is. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to go.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how the meta is up there. I was talking about how they're same ass decks that everyone else plays. Whatever. Probably. Oh, I was gonna say I also do really good against Talion. I love playing Talion. Because Talion is just like, it's a Demir Temnachram. It's just a value engine storm, and I'm like, hey, and then I win.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta point fingers elsewhere.
Oh, I do all the time. I'm great at it. And then I just like get drunk. I just like get drunk during the game, so like everyone thinks I'm just like I like flash on my cup of bourbon. I'm like, yeah, I'm just here to get fucked up, guys.
I'm just here to have a good time, fellas.
Yeah, and then I went on top of them. And Born Upon the Wind, super underrated card. I think it's great. I don't think it goes in all decks.
It doesn't go in all decks, but it definitely goes in decks that do kind of what ours does.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I can flash out a Fireweaver and then play an artifact and win is marvelous.
So it's so good.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't really have anything else. If you guys liked what you saw,
hopefully,
yeah.
Yeah, we'll let Matt cut those ums out. Those ums were kind of unnecessary. Look at those guns! Dangerous! No, anyways.
Most of them boys, really.
If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please like, share, and comment. It helps us out tremendously. And remember, guys, pay your taxes. Don't feed the fish, but make sure you feed the algorithm so we can do a little bit better on YouTube. All right, guys. Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys.